Good morning, y'all. So today I'm waking up. Forgive me, y'all. We have a big pot of corn that we have to now drain from all the hydroxide, and so this is where I'm going to be careful. I actually do not want to take this initial stuff in this pot and pour it down my drain. So I'm literally going to take the corn out of this pan, and I'm going to show you here, set it off in this right here and strainer and into the bowl, and then I'm going to get rid of this stuff basically outside. So I'll show you what I'm going to do, and then it's going to take a lot of straining, y'all, so I'm definitely going to have to do that as well. So we're going to, oops, this is rough looking. I'm going to just take all of this and try to pour it into the strainer, because we are going to rinse, 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 and rinse till it's clear. These skins are off of this corn as much as possible. As you can see, y'all, it don't look very pretty right now. I will tell you that much, just so you know. If you do this, it will not look pretty. I'm just going to inform you. This is not pretty at all. I want to get all this corn out as much as possible, and then so I'm going to continue to keep pouring this into this bowl until I get all my corn, and once I do that, we'll be back so that we can show you the next step on how to clean this, all this it is now Nixtimal corn. It already went through its process, so now we're at the cleaning stage. So I'm going to continue this, and we'll be right back. Okay, y'all, because this is such a big batch here, I'm just actually taking this right now and rinsing all the stuff off of this corn in small portions. You can make smaller batches of this. You don't have to do it as much as I am. But right now I'm just removing the solution from here, and then I'm going to take and kind of wash them like such to remove what's remaining residue or skins that are on this, because we're wanting to take all that debris off of our corn. This is going to take a while. You're going to continually wash this for quite some time to make sure your water is clear and your corn is clean. So this is how I do it. As you see, I'm rubbing my hands together like so, and I'm going to continue to do so until all of this corn is clean. Once this is cleaned, once we run this through the water and it comes out clear, and we know that all of this solution is off of our corn, then we're going to go about freezing it. So I'll show you how much we had in the end, but right now this is what I'm doing. This is what it requires, and it's going to take several washings to clean this amazing corn for tortillas. But this is it. There's no more, unless you're going to make hominy. Well, of course you're going to have to cook it from here, because this is where hominy is made from. But other than that, this is just made for tortillas, and this is what I have to do now. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this in small batches, and once I get all of this done, I'll show you what I'm going to do next. Okay, y'all, so this is about maybe the 7th time I'm going to show you how I'm doing this. I initially started out small batches at a time to remove as much of the Nixtimal solution as there was. So now I'm taking this great big old pan, which I have, and you can use a pot, whatever you need to do, and I'm going to show you how to get it. If you see, it's starting to become very clear. This is what our goal is. But I still have some residue I can see. It's not clear enough. So I'm going to show you how to continue to do this, how to get the best of the clean. So you're going to use cool water, and you're just going to take and just run it under this running water, and just wash this corn. Rub it between your hands like so, and just keep washing this. As it gets too full, I have a strainer underneath here, and I'll show you what I'm going to do, because you got particles of skin, you got particles of pieces of the corn that came off. So we're trying to get rid of all of this much as possible. And see, as I do this and wash it, I can see that, as you can see, it's now becoming cloudy. So it's definitely not clean enough yet. So I want to keep doing this until my water is completely clear. And then I just strain off into my strainer that water. Hang on, y'all. I want to get, in case this corn comes through here, as I'm trying to remove all this water. I want to get as much of this out of here as possible. Alright, check this out. As you see, I can still have, I have particles in here. Right there. I'm taking out the whole corn and leaving these particles behind, pop them in my strainer. Now I'm going to go back and just keep doing this over and over until I have very much complete, clear, watered corn. Then I know at this point, I don't care how long it takes to clean this, I'm going to make sure it's definitely clear, and then I can start bagging this up and start using it. This, like I said, this is a tedious part of the job, but if you make enough of it, y'all, it'll be worth it, because like I said, you can freeze this so you don't have to keep going through this process. Make enough to make it worth your while, or if you choose not to do this, y'all, you can get the masa from the store. So I'm going to go ahead and just keep, because I can still see it's clear, but it's not as clear as it should be. So I will be back as soon as I get this washed, and we'll show you what I'm going to do next. You can see though, we are absolutely getting there though. Okay, y'all, so we are finished cleaning our corn. I don't smell the Nixtimal solution on it. Look how pretty this is. It kind of looks like gems in this bowl with this blue. But it is definitely clean, y'all. We have took this through several washings. And I'm going to say, when you do this, just wash it as often as you feel comfortable. You're not going to hurt it by washing it as several times if you wanted to. Just do it when you're comfortable, to know that you have gotten everything off of this and we're ready to go. Now I'm going to go ahead and bag this up, because I want to take several portions of this and freeze it. At this point, you can absolutely do this, so you don't have to keep doing this every time. So we're going to bag this up, and I'm going to keep some of it because I'm going to show you how I'm going to mill this and to make tortillas out of it. Okay, y'all, so we got actually 4 bags of this, and I'm fixing to make some tortillas to actually turn them into chips. So y'all, it's hot, so forgive me, I'm not on my best right now, but I'm gonna make some tortillas, and then I'm gonna fry them into chips, because we're gonna test this out. I'm in the process right now of baking some chicken thighs, because I'm going to be making some barbecue chicken nachos. Let me show you how I'm actually using this, how I'm actually grinding this. Again, I said that you can use a food processor if you want to as well. I might go ahead and do some of that just to show you if it works. We'll see how it works, but so far, let me show you this inexpensive hand grinder that I have that seems to be working. So I'm going to switch you down here, and then we're going to switch to the food processor. Okay, yeah. So this is a Corna, just a really simple Corna mill, and this is the one I told you we cannot use any of the dry mills for this, because this is a wet base. So, and sometimes these can dry a little bit, so you may have to add water to it. You do not want to add too much water though, because it'll make it too moist and it won't hold your tortillas either. So what I do is I just take a couple spoonfuls of this into my chamber at the top up here. Now this is arm work. I will warn y'all, this is arm work. So at this point, you'll see it coming down here when I go to grind this. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, there you can. All right, and I'm just going to, and this thing is making this really fine, which this is what I like. This is what we want because we want to turn it into a wet masa. So get stuck up here. I got to get over that way. Yikes. Okay. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to finish this chamber in here. And then we'll switch over to the food processor and see which one actually does better. I have a feeling I know which one is going to work. But we'll see. They say you can use a Vitamix with this as well. I'm not sure about a Vitamix. This is coming out the top too. But hey, if it gets the job done, I'll work with it. And what I'm looking for, and I may have to add just a little bit more water, but what I'm looking for is for it to make a nice, well, yeah, no, I don't have to add anything, y'all. Look at this. Look at that beautiful ball. That's what we're looking for to make tortillas with. So I'm going to go ahead and finish grinding this, and then we'll see how the food processor works. I have a Ninja food processor, so we'll see how that works versus this. I may just be finishing my masa with this, so we'll see. We'll be right back. Okay, y'all, so now we're going to try this and see how this works. So I'm just going to add just a little bit of this corn in here. Now, it's not super soft. We're not making it super soft when we nixtamalize these. So if you needed to, you want to eat it to make hominy or whatever, you definitely will have to cook this. But from what I've seen so far, it makes amazing tortillas. So now I'm going to add this here. Turn this on. Now this is going to be loud a little bit, y'all, so alright, I'm going to go ahead and let this go on high. It's going to be too loud for you, so we'll see if this does any better than what I just did. Alright, y'all, I told you I would give you my honest opinion, and my honest opinion is I'm going to stick with the mill, and I'm going to show you, because I've tried to get this as much as I possibly could, and it's just not doing it. So I'm going to add this to the mill and grind this down. I'm going to show you, though, what it's doing to make me get that decision. Now, unless you have a very high-powered food processor, that might make a difference. But if you see how grainy this still is, y'all, it's just not that consistency to make masa out of. So I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to finish making this masa in the grinder, and we will be back. Alright, y'all, so I'm going to disassemble this unit. We got it all milled for what we're going to have for tonight. And I will tell you, this one was a bit of a pain after it's already been done in the food processor, so it didn't want to go through too easy, not like it did with the corn. So to me, my best bet, because I don't have anything more powerful, this would be my way of doing it. So, and it saves my mills, because I can't use those mills, my green mills, for this. So I'm not disappointed. This came out to be very beautiful masa from this, and it didn't cost a whole lot at all. It was made basically, like I said, it's a corna. I will try to link it for those who may be interested, but it was the best investment, inexpensive I could find, and it did the job for me. So I'm going to go ahead, clean this out, get my masa out, and then I'm going to go ahead and make the tortillas, and then next we'll do the chips. Alright, y'all, so I have the comal getting heated up here. I can feel the heat. So now we're going to go ahead and try our tortillas. Now, I usually like to use plastic on this, but unfortunately I don't really have a good one, and I don't really have the time to cut some right now. So I'm actually just going to use parchment paper for this one. I may have to, I'm going to see how this presses, because I may have to add more water. But I'm going to show you how well this stuck, y'all. I'm going to use about a golf ball size piece right here. See how nice that is? Now I'm going to take it, press it down just a little bit. And we're going to see how well this works. Open this up. Flip this around. Do it again. Again. Turn it this way. Alright, y'all. Now let's see how this comes off. Beautiful. Y'all, look. Look how gorgeous that is. I have never in my life, this is the first time, actually, I have never made fresh corn tortillas, even when I had store-bought masa. So what's the best time to do it? When you make it yourself, I guess. So, and I'm keeping a covering on top of this so I don't make the rest of this dry out. We're going to see how this works. So far, y'all, I'm loving this. So they say usually you watch the edges come up a little bit when they start getting brown. Yeah, this is when it'll be easy to come up, and that's when you'll flip it. I'm going to have to go get my basket right quick. We'll be right back. Okay, so my edges started curling up, and see, it flips right over. This just that easy, y'all. Wow. I am super impressed by this. This is the first time I've ever done this, y'all. I have never nixtamalized corn or even made my own tortillas. I'm actually going to, look at this. How beautiful is this? I'm actually going to try this out in just a minute and see how it tastes. And then we'll go from here. Just go back and forth with this right now. Make sure it's good and cooked. Now it's not puffing up for me, but now I'm not going to make it super crispy because I want to see its pliability too. So we're going to turn around. We're going to try this as soon as it cools down. Just a minute. Whew. Yeah, hot. Let me go ahead and let this cool off for just a minute, y'all, and we'll be right back. All right, y'all. It's still hot, but I wanted to show you. I can roll it just like so. As you can see, we're going to go ahead and try this right quick. I think what I could have done, I think I might have put just a little bit too much. I don't like them this thick, so I'm going to cut it down just a little bit. I'll probably weigh it and see what the best is, but let's try it. Tastes just like tortillas. I mean, y'all, this tastes just like a tortilla, but better. Wow, that tastes better. Beautiful corn texture. Tastes just like you get it from the store, only it's got a more corn taste to it. Wow. Does it have a lot more corn taste to this? Y'all, these are the bomb. If you get a chance to do this, please try this. Again, if you also get a chance to use masa, try and make it with the masa from the store too, because these are far different than what you're going to get at the store. So I'm going to go ahead and continue to do the rest of my tortillas, and then I'm going to make chips out of these afterwards. We'll be back. Y'all, I'll just tell you, the experience of making these is actually so authentic. It's unreal, honestly. It feels like, this is exactly, by the way, for those of you who may not know, this is how this is made in Mexico. They nixtamalize the corn like the process we just went through. Now, if I ever get a chance, I would probably get one of those square tortilla presses. We have a market by us, and there is some folks out there who make those, and so I may go ahead. It's a little Mexican store out there, and they have them. They make them handmade, so I may get that to see if maybe this would press just a little bit thinner. But all in all, this is so authentic, and it's really not hard I'm almost finished, but a little bit, I will tell you, goes a really long way. I'll count them out and let you all know how much we made with just that little batch that I had with you. I used about half of that bag, and honestly, I think I made too much. So just know this, unless you make chips out of them, you don't want to, oh, I did that too soon. You don't want to make too big of a batch. Start with small, and if you don't have enough, you know that you can always make more later or whatever. But then again, I mean, you can't really freeze these. These are the type of tortillas that have to be done fresh, or they're just not good, y'all. So, but if you turn them into chips, they'll last a little longer. So I'm still going to go ahead. I've got, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6 more to go, and I'll be finished, and then I'll show you how I'm going to turn this into actual chips. I just thought I'd let you know, though, in my experience in making these, this is actually phenomenal. I actually kind of feel like I'm part of the culture here, making these up. It's interesting how we learn how to do something that someone else does. The labor of love is, it's for real, I'll tell you that much. So, but they take pride in what they do, and honestly, I could see why. The flavor is definitely worth it, y'all. So, we'll be back. Okay, y'all, so I've got the oil now heating up because we're going to make, and these are still warm because I'm just not going from one right after the other. Now, if I had to say, I would do this maybe beforehand, but I didn't have any time. James had my husband had a thing he had to do with the church. So, but look, y'all, look at how many tortillas we got out of this. Beautiful corn tortillas. And these are the blue ones, by the way. Also, just to let y'all know, oh, this smell is amazing. But to let y'all know, this is the same masa mix, by the way. If you did not want to make tortillas, take and wet it down a little more to make a paste. But this is the same thing that you would use to make tamales with. So, and I like the fact that, you know, honestly, y'all, I think I would rather do this from now on than actually purchase these from the store. Although they take some time, the flavoring, the benefits, honestly, I've opened up Pandora's box as far as nutrients and vitamins in these. So, yeah, I think, honestly, I would do this on my own. Now, to show you what I'm doing is I'm fixing to make some chips now. So I stacked them and cut these in half. Pull this aside. I'm trying to keep it together as well as I can. I'm going to cut this in half again, and then once again I'm going to cut this in half to make my chips. Matter of fact, maybe I'll just leave them like this and just cut them in half. That looks too small. So these are going to be a lot of chips, y'all. So that's the next step. We're waiting until our oil comes up to heat. And yeah, and then we're going to go ahead and start making up our chips for our supper tonight. So, and then I'll show you what the chips are like as soon as they are done. Alright, y'all, I'm fixing, it's hot. Alright, I'm fixing to try the, look at how beautiful. Can you hear that? Oh, yeah, let's try this to see what it tastes like. Hang on. Alright, y'all. That was amazing. You can't get chips like this. Now, although the organic ones that I got from Aldi were really good, now I'll probably cook these just slightly a little bit longer, even though they had a crunch, because they are quite thick. All in all, would I do this again? Absolutely. Either way it goes, and I can actually taste, because I know what a tamale tastes like too. I can actually taste it with this. This can be done with the yellow corn or the blue corn. Now I'm going to test my husband's blood sugar tonight with this and see how this works. I'm crossing my fingers because this is really good, and if not, I will do it for me, because y'all, this was well worth it. So this is part 2 of our now Nixtimal corn masa. And so I'm hoping, if anything else, this was just an educational experience for you, y'all, because this turned out amazing. So I'm gonna finish making my supper. I love you all, and until next time, mwah, mwah, much love from Parton's Mediterranean Homestead.